I'd like to see a switch to nuclear energy.
Yes.
That's the cleanest. That's the cleanest.
But
form.
Chernobyl, Andrew.
Yeah, but that's all Soviet panic mongering done by guys who are like the fascists, the communists, the fascists.
See?
It's done by you guys. But anyway,
nuclear energy.
The bromance.
We should move over to complete nuclear energy.
Yeah.
And we should do that immediately.
Yeah.
There's no good reason not to. The chances that we're going to have these meltdowns, things like that, they're very, very rare.
Yeah.
When they do happen, we do have things we can do, which is bury it usually. Yeah. But the truth is that it's very, very safe. It's very safe.
I totally agree.
Can power everything. It seems like it's a very good way for us to. There's the great compromise. Whether you believe in global warming, you don't believe in global warming, doesn't really matter because both sides can agree on the fact that nuclear energy is the best way forward and it will reduce the greenhouse emissions so that you latte soy fuckers can be happy, right?
Happy. You mean we latte soy fuckers, asshole. You
and
mean
then
we're
on this side, I get cheap energy so that, straight guys can go have families, right? So everyone's happy.
Yeah, so I'd love you to be on the same page with climate change, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. You're right. I mean, who cares what the motivations are at the end of the day? We agree on policy.
Yeah. I will say, y'all agree that a lot of the right was lying about Biden's energy record, right? Because I still hear the energy production crushed under him and oil production. He stopped oil production.
There's not a single fucking oil rig working in this country. Shit like that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big part of my economic message.
Yeah, but you're attacking positions. You should attack the positions of people in the
I'm not. Yeah,
not
we're not attacking.
Not the positions of some obscure right winger.
You're like really hostile. I feel like I'm being very nice right now. So yeah,
you guys are gonna be friends.
A lot of my economic message on
Definitely
Biden or analysis
we're gonna be
does relate to. He actually has a really strong economic record. I would love to talk about that. Some of it's out of his hands. Like I think the Fed did a really good job of managing interest rates and getting us out of.
We agree that the Federal Reserve should be
controlled by Trump. He has no judgment.
Fuck you. Yeah.
But there was a really successful, which is why I think Harris lost.
Wait, you want the Fed? You want the Fed to stay separate?
Yes.
You don't want Congress to coin money again?
Well, no, I mean separate from not under like at will fireable by the president. I think there should be a degree of independence. The way it currently is.
They're responsible for our money supply. They need to be answerable to our government.
Well, I mean, you could discharge the chairman of the Federal Reserve for cause, but I just don't think that they should be like a political appointee. I think that's fair.
Think about during times of the reason that people thought that Biden was.
Wait, would you want us soy liberals just firing casually?
No, I think that Congress should be in charge of the distribution of money in the United States, not a private banking institution where you can have a single guy who can raise or deflate the currency at will. That gives them so much unilateral power that they could be on par with the president of the United States when the entire world uses the dollar as the reserve currency. Having a single guy like Alan Greenspan who can say, here's this lever, we increase the money supply and inflate it, or we decrease it so that we can deflate it.
The control of interest rates can result in the president winning or losing an election.
I mean, it's total.
That's what we're saying.
Jerome Powell to try to.
Right.
No, that's not why. He wanted to do what Trump wanted. The reason that Trump wanted interest rates low is because his economic advisors were telling him something which is true. The Midwest is starving for credit. Okay, this had Democrat governors everywhere, all over the place, and they have been putting this squeeze on manufacturing there with business taxes, everything else. They can't get access to credit. What happens when the interest rates go low? Well, hang on. What happens when the interest rates go low? Everyone borrows money. The credit is there. Yep. And so what he was doing is he said, not only are we going to cut business taxes by 30% for corporations, but we're going to give them an incentive to borrow money to expand, right?
And didn't work.
But if we want to give them incentives to borrow money, we got to have a lower interest rate. His entire economic team told him that. By the way, it makes sense. And by the way, they borrowed a shitload of money. And a lot of these businesses did expand.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. So subscribe and come hang out.